Ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, I am Zombie Cartman, and this is Beginner Tips Part 2 for PUBG on Xbox One. Now, the first tip I'm going to give you is how to parachute really far. I've been playing squads a lot since this game came out, and some of my teammates don't seem to be able to parachute as far as I can. This can be a problem when you're trying to be together at the beginning of the game. So I'm going to go ahead and teach you how to parachute really far. So I went ahead and marked Severny. It's going to be my drop point, and you can see that it is pretty far. So once you exit the plane, you're going to want to lay out nice and flat and try to stay that way until you see the release parachute icon, and then you're going to want to release your chute immediately. Now once your chute is released, you're going to want to keep yourself kind of angled, not so steep downward, but just slightly downward, so that you pick up a little bit of speed, probably about 30 to 40 kilometers per hour. Mind you, you're going to want to keep the place that you intend to land on under the canopy of your parachute. So if you can't see it under the canopy, then you're probably not going to land there. Also, about halfway to the ground, you can hold the right bumper and you can turn your camera and look around as long as you keep holding your left stick in the direction that you intend to travel. This is good to do so you make sure nobody else is trying to land with you. And letting go of right bumper will put you back to forward. And you'll probably at some point be able to see where the zone is because you've been in the air for so long. And on your final approach here, you're going to want to keep whatever building you intend to land on right in the middle of your riggings of your parachute. Like right here, I'm coming in for a landing on the church. So I've got the church centered up right in the middle of my parachute, right in the middle of the lines. Got the roof just underneath the canopy, like I said. Coming in nice and fast and gonna land perfect. Now this next tip is gonna be about aiming with iron sights. Now I'm sure a lot of people aren't really sure exactly how this goes, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you. Now I'm shooting at this guy, and what you're going to want to keep in mind is that I'm trying to keep the front sight post, which is the tip of my front sight out there, right on him. And you want to use the very tip of the front sight post. That is your aim point, not the middle, not the side, but the very tip of that post has to be on him, or on your target. This next tip, when you're aiming at somebody, if you hold left bumper, you will steady your sights by holding your breath, and you'll be able to shoot them really effectively in the head. Also, if you get a holographic sight, you can adjust the brightness of the holographic sight by holding right bumper and then pulling down on the left stick to dim it, or pushing up on the right stick to make it more bright. You can also do this with the red dot sight and the 2-power sight. I like to make them as dim as possible because you want the aim point to be very small. Aim small, miss small. And with the 8-power scope, you can also hold right bumper and then using the left stick, zoom in and out. I believe it zooms back to like 4 power when you do it all the way back. And this can be very effective. As you see here, I'll try to scan this tower in 8 power. And you can see it takes me several seconds to scan across the whole side and then up and down these stairs. Now if I zoom out, I can pretty much take in the whole thing in about 3 seconds. Like always, I hope you guys found this informative and helpful. And I hope this makes your PUBG experience last even longer.